I'm still alive. Yeah, it's okay. Yeah, corrupt stuff, huh? Corrupt stuff, huh? Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. That's Disney for you. Yeah, Les Crunkin. Les Crunkin. Oh. I guess this is a Zoom. I don't know if I have to reposition myself.
Oh, I'm on. Hi there. Thank you for having me. I wish I was there today. This is an amazing weekend. It just so happens I'm escaping from New York after 2 years in this, watching the city become a globalist dystopia of communism and disaster. And I'm very excited to leave here, but I'm very sad not to be there. This weekend, 2 amazing events are happening. This C.A.U.S.E event and the premiere of The Great Awakening in Austin. So we have people awake all over this country, and that is a great sign. I've changed my journey a lot along the way, as anyone that follows me know. I firmly believe that our country has been captured and that there is no such thing as a right or left at this point. There's not a left party or a right party. There is a uniparty that is controlled by a globalist oligarch of billionaires.
Not sure who's
speaking.
speaking.
Hide it, of course, and they want you to know that. The good news is that enough people, especially a lot of the amazing people speaking there this weekend, people I love and are on my show a lot, are there, and I wish I was, but what we have to accept is that if you are picking a team right now, and that team is not Team America, you are on the wrong team. These people that have, I believe, captured our nation and most free nations in the world pledge allegiance to no flag. They have no God. They have no alliance or allegiance to any people on this planet, especially not we the people. And the whole goal is to end our nation's sovereignty and go into something called global governance. It can no longer be denied because they don't hide it. A good friend of mine, Charlie Robinson, calls it the octopus of global control. And those tentacles are very clear. Most people in this room know this, but we have, of course, all the Rockefeller associated entities, the UN, Trilateral Commission, World Health Organization, World Economic Forum. We have, obviously, the IPCC, Chatham House, Council of Foreign Relations, all the way up to the IMF, the World Bank, and at the top, the Bank of International Settlements. And we have to be really aware right now that they're making a lot of moves through the Uniparty and are greatly deceiving us. First and foremost, I hope everyone knows that the idea of bipartisan you should replace with globalist. There is no such thing as bipartisan. And at this point, I don't believe that any single person in our government that has been selected by the globalists to behave as leaders are not leaders. They are actually enforcers for the global governance that the United Nations is proposing and that Joe Biden and his friends plan to sign off on in late 2023 if we don't mobilize ourselves and realize right now, united we stand, divided we fall has never been more clear. One thing that I have been working on, and I hope a lot of you kind of understand where I'm coming from because the division is so potent, but I don't really think it's real. Jamie just gave me PTSD from my 17 years in Hollywood and media. Everything she's saying is absolutely true, and these people are no longer hiding because they are, in my opinion, desperate and panicking. And the more people that they can put under their spell, the more people might follow them into their dystopian plans of the Agenda 2030, total totalitarian, top-down technocracy that will enslave all of humanity while they sit on top of their throne that will never come to pass. That's the plan. The first thing we should know about is that a bipartisan committee is just put in a bill for a global ID. A digital identity. This has come up years ago, actually all the way back to the 90s.
Oh, there's a lot of talking back here.
About shipping plans and global IDs. But Kristen Cinema
Where are you from, man?
No, I'm from Dallas, man. Love the shirt, man. Yeah. Oh, that's awesome, man. That's cool. I'll talk to you later, man. All right. Whoops. Sorry. It's too much talking to hear.
This goes in line with obviously the central bank digital currency, which would be connected to the global ID, as we've been warning everyone about for now 4 years. It's everywhere on all of their websites. I ask everyone
there's too much talking back there.
Debate about a conspiracy theory of the one world government, which they now call global governance, I just say go to all the websites. That would be World Economic Forum, UN, IMF, World Bank, World Health Organization, and any of their offshoots, and just put in global governance, and you will see they lay out exactly what they're saying. The end of the nation state, the top-down control, and of course, a one world ID, digital ID, and a one world currency. So as they're coming to us as pretending that we're going to have these central bank digital currencies, really what's happening is it's all being coordinated by the Bank of International Settlements, an opaque bank that I believe is the original Rothschild bank and has been manipulating the world's currency from the beginning of time, financing both sides of war, and at this point has been thwarted right around the world on top of us as they control the demolition of our economy and de-dollarize the world. They're going to come through with their alien elect as usual. Say the only solution to all of this is to go to the central bank digital currency. They're going to sell it as a solution. It is not a solution. It is the end of freedom in our nation and the end of everything, because now, if you look at some of the executive orders, it'll be tied to the digital ID, which will be tied to the biometric data, which will be tied to your health record, which will also be tied to the social credit score. The social credit score that is functioning right now in China happened to have been basically put into place by both Larry Fink and BlackRock, as well as somebody who's behind the scenes in America right now running our AI, scarily enough, Eric Schmidt. Eric Schmidt is out there working on not only the AI Bill of Rights, which should terrify everyone, but the social credit score system for America. So, what do we do? First and foremost, I've been talking about something that I call Americans Anonymous. If any of you have been through recovery, as anyone who's talking about Hollywood probably is very familiar with what that entails, but a true recovery requires us to leave our egos, our team blue, team red jerseys outside and go into a public space, usually a basement of a church or a community center or American Legion, and walk inside first and foremost as humans who have hit rock bottom, where I believe America has hit rock bottom. I believe that the saying in Alcoholics Anonymous and other recovery, you are sick as your secrets, is what's happened to America, and America right now is terminal as far as being sick as our secrets. I feel that we need to walk inside as American citizens first and foremost, and second, as people who would like to save this country, and furthermore, save the God-given rights of all of humanity when it comes to freedom and liberty and the right to determine our futures the way that we see fit. First, that would require as put in step 4, a moral, fearless inventory of the exact nature of our wrongs. Those wrongs not being we the people, but what has been done in we the people's name with we the people's money, dating back to the murder of JFK forward. What's happened in our nation is that the murder of JFK, which was well known by many people in the Pentagon, the FBI, and the deep state, as well as all Five Eyes nations, in my belief, certainly starting in the UK, became the greatest cover-up, which then started a cycle of cover-up after cover-up after cover-up. The one man who actually tried to bring that to light, his name is Garrison, and he had an informant named Fletcher Prouty. These two men tried to hold the government accountable for the murder of JFK, and they never gave up until their deaths, and I think it's worth revisiting what they had to say. But Fletcher Prouty, when talking to Garrison, said, first, why did they kill him? Second, who benefited? And I think the most important thing for all of us to remember is who benefited from the cover-up. Because the cover-up of JFK's murder became the cover-up of many other things, including the war on terror, 9/11. The Epstein case, many other cases along the way. I would say Seth Rich, Las Vegas, Julian Assange, many things. The Vietnam War, that goes on because once the cover-up started after JFK, it has not stopped. People think that the coup against our nation started in the 5 years after the coup against our nation started the day they shot JFK. And the people that were involved are still in power, and if they're not in power, they have raised up and groomed people behind them through the Poison Ivy League to replace them. And where we are now is we have a bunch of NGOs and think tanks that work with the globalists to destroy our country from within. Well, that's not going to go much longer, because we, the people of the United States, are awake. We are aware. We are at events like C.A.U.S.E and the Reawaken Tour and the Great Awakening event this weekend, and events all over the country and all over the world talking about exactly who these people are. There's about 8,000 of them at the very top, and then their minions slide down to the very bottoms in our streets. Three things I do want to talk about that are happening, we need to be aware of, and we need to all get together and find like-minded solutions. First and foremost, what we have going on in New York City right now with 50,000 illegal immigrants all over the city is being infiltrated through a color revolution. I believe the United States has been subjected to an NED, CIA, Crown-run, and NATO-run color revolution for the last 5 years. And right now it is coming to a head. If people know about Yuri Bezmenov, I suggest you revisit his interview with G. Edward Griffin. It's still online somehow, but he talked about demoralization, dehumanization, normalization, which we've been pushed into. The next is this crisis. I have gotten information that the Democrat Socialists of America, the Open Society, and UN NGOs have been infiltrating the illegal immigrants that are being shipped all over this nation to cause them to have a violent uprising this summer. I am hoping that this does not happen, but from what I am told and what I am seeing, what I am learning, is that they are encouraging these people to organize and get together and to get out into the streets just like they did. The same money, the same oligarch billionaires that funded Black Lives Matter, Antifa, the Women's March, are now funding infiltration into these groups and telling them that they should march in the streets this summer to demand citizenship, permanent housing, and also to demand everything that was promised to them by the Biden regime be fulfilled immediately this summer. That would then trigger exactly what everyone believes would be a martial law, UN infiltration into our nation. What we need to know now is that we will not allow this to happen. We, the people, not left or right, not Republican and Democrat, they do not work for you. They work for the status quo, and they work for the globalist oligarchy to destroy this nation from within. They are using these people as weapons. And second, since I'm running out of time, and very important, everyone is fighting for our children. I've done decades now of shows about this. I started out exposing a lot of the pedophilia and sexualization coming from Hollywood in 2008 when I first started speaking out. But right now, please, everyone understand that what is happening to our children, though the LGBTQ+ and the gender stuff and the unbelievable, disgusting curriculum being put in there, which is really the world curriculum through UNESCO and the UN, it has a bigger purpose. And this is why I hope everyone really takes a step back and starts really looking at what they're doing to our children. I will end with this because it's the most important thing. People need to know that the first thing that Mao did when he went in 1949, I believe, 1946 through 1949, was he targeted the children, removed the parents from the house, and made sure that every house had Mao's picture on the wall, and that Mao was now mother and father. And I believe that what they're doing is they are confusing children to believe that God made a mistake when God brought him into this world, and that his parents went along with that mistake, and that the parents and God had betrayed the child, but the government, through the schools and the teaching unions, are the answer. That Mao was the answer, and right now, this Biden regime, globalist regime, is the answer, and they are attracting a lot of children away from their family and their parents and love and the church and God, and saying, we are your God, we are your parents, we love you, we, the government. Well, this is because many people talk about all of these revolutions, especially the Holocaust and people that died in the camps. People rarely talk about that there were millions of people who worked in those camps. Those people that worked in those camps were raised as children to become enforcers. They were raised to not have conscience, to not have the ability to say no to the state because they were loyal to the state to the end. Eichmann, on his last days, said that he was loyal to his flag and he was loyal to his Fuhrer, and he would do it again. And believe me, what they are doing to our children is raising enforcers, conscienceless, enforcers that will turn their backs on God and their fellow man. So as we look at all these pictures, it's we to realize, A, we are in a color revolution. B, if we know that we are in a color revolution, we can stop it. And C, that the media in Hollywood are complicit in this color revolution. And without them, and if we turn our backs on them and we continue to follow the people in this room, the brave people on this stage, and other people that are speaking truth to all of this, we, the people of the United States, and frankly of all of this world that demand freedom and justice and transparency and liberty, will succeed. We are in a terrible time in our nation because not enough people are feeling the pain, but they will. So let's stand up, fight back, and please be fearless in your truth, show up, get together, and I ask everyone, wherever you are, in your town, in your county, in your community, start groups, start attracting people, start speaking to everyone. We will find middle ground and we will save this nation. Thank you, everyone. God bless you all. Thank you for being there. I wish I was there.
Hey.